John Bosco, the father and teacher of youth, is also known as Giovanni Melchiorre Bosco or Don Bosco.
John Bosco was born on the evening of 16th August 1815 in the hillside hamlet of Becci, Italy. He was the youngest son of Francesco Bosco and Margherita Oceana. He had two older brothers, Antonio and Giuseppe. When he was little more than 2 years old, his father, Francesco, died. His mother taught him the faith and to live according to the Gospels. Margherita taught them that work was a privilege and that doing the work with joy would make the work lighter. John had learned from his mother to see God in the face of the sick and needy. At the age of 9, John saw a dream. In his dream, John found himself fighting a group of rowdy boys. He tried to stop them, but they refused to listen. Suddenly, a man appeared in front of John.
You will not help these boys by fighting with them. You can win only by goodness and kindness.
Then a woman appeared before him. When the woman waved her hand, the boys turned into snarling wild animals. And when the woman put out her hand, the beasts changed again to a flock of lambs. In the next few days, a carnival took place in the nearby hills. John went to see the carnival, and he was amazed to see the jugglers and the acrobats. And on one Sunday, John gave his first performance in front of the boys. He jumped on a rope he tied between two trees and started walking on it. Games and the prayers started reforming his little friends. They were inspired by John and started going to church regularly.
It served as a guiding force and inspired him to become a priest on 5th June 1841.
He changed his name to Don Bosco, as per the Italian tradition. Now, Don Bosco was finally able to dedicate himself full-time to the abandoned boys he had seen in his dream. The most dramatic moment came when he visited the prisons. He was shocked to see many boys aged between 12 and 18, all healthy and strong inside the prisons. He took a decision to do whatever it takes to prevent the boys ending up in prisons. Don Bosco met the first boy on December 8, 1841. He took care of him. 3 days later, there were 9. 3 months later, 25, and in summer, 80. They were pavers, stonecutters, masons, plasterers who came from faraway places. Every Sunday, they would meet in a different spot, a city church, a cemetery chapel, or an empty lot. Don Bosco would hear their confession and say Mass for them. An hour of religious instruction would follow, plain, homely talks coming from the heart and embodying the solid truths of the faith. Then the priest would take his gypsy band into the country for an all-day outing of games.
As a priest, he dedicated his life to the betterment and education of street children, juvenile delinquents, and other disadvantaged youth. He taught them trades, provided food, clothing, shelter, education, and gave them employment. Most importantly, he formed them in virtues and made them saints. For instance, Saint Dominic Savio, by providing opportunity for frequent confession and frequent Holy Communion. He developed a teaching method based on love rather than punishment, known as the Salesian Preventive System, which he founded on 3 pillars: reason, religion, and loving kindness. Through this system of education, he helped his boys to become good Christians and honest citizens. Throughout his life, he propagated 3 devotions: devotion to the Holy Eucharist, devotion to Mary, help of Christians, and devotion to the Holy Father. Following the spirituality and philosophy of Saint Francis de Sales, Don Bosco looked after the poor youth with gentleness and meekness. Later, he dedicated his works to the saint when he formed the Salesians of Don Bosco in 1859. Don Bosco was an ardent devotee of Mary under the title Mary Help of Christians. In her honor, he built the Basilica of Mary Help of Christians in 1868. He attributed all his works to Mary and propagated devotion to her. Have devotion to Mary Help of Christians, and you will see what miracles are. In 1872, together with Saint Mary Mazzarello, he founded the Institute of the Daughters of Mary Help of Christians, a religious congregation of nuns dedicated to the care and education of poor girls. In 1876, he founded a movement of laity, the Association of Salesian Cooperators, with the same educational mission to the poor. Don Bosco's mission was not confined within the walls of Italy, but his zeal to save souls prompted him to send missionaries all over the world. The first missionaries were sent to Argentina on 11 November 1875. In 1880, with trust in divine providence, he accepted the invitation by Pope Leo XIII to build the Basilica of Sacred Heart in Rome without any fund at hand, and it was consecrated in 1887. In the year that followed, on 31st January, at the age of 72, Don Bosco left for heaven, leaving a legacy behind. Few years after his death, he was canonized by Pope Pius XI on 1st April 1934. He is the patron saint of young people, apprentices, and Catholic publishers and editors. The friend of youth, who said, "That you are young is enough to make me love you very much," is still among us through his followers who are continuing his mission of saving souls.